Hey guys, it's Back 4 Punch, and I'm here today with a review for Tatsunoko vs. Capcom for the Wii. And I noticed that I hadn't done a review for a while, so I thought this would be a really cool one to start, because as you guys know, I'm big into fighting games, and this looks like a pretty cool one, so let's get started. Okay, they start us off with a flashy, animated intro with laughably translated Japanese to English dialogue, so it's really hilarious. I actually played the Japanese version before this one came out, and it's the same song. It seems like they just translated the lyrics literally, so it just sounds sort of hilarious. But actually the tune is kind of catchy. For some reason this intro goes on for like 5-6 minutes. It's like one of the longest intros in a video game I've seen in a long time. Still going. Alright, that's certainly enough of that song.
Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
So we get started and we see there's a couple of modes. Of course, a lot of the stuff that you usually see on a game like this. Arcade versus survival, time attack, shot mode, there's an option, there's a gallery, there's player data, there's all kinds of stuff, and then of course there's a Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, which is a new feature specific to this US version because the Japanese version didn't have it, and we'll be trying that out a little bit later in the review. Let's jump into the arcade mode, and I'll start with Ryu because it's somebody more familiar. I know a couple of his moves, and then I'll pick somebody random. I guess I'll get Palomar. I don't know who this is really. Oh, before I get started here, I want to tell you guys a little bit about the control, because in a fighting game I think it's kind of important, and the way the Wii is set up, it's not really conducive to this, so I'll show you the control options and everything for the game. First of all, you can always use the regular Wiimote. You can also use the Wii Classic controller. You can also use a Nintendo GameCube controller. And then the best option probably would be an arcade stick. And they actually have an arcade stick specifically for this game, but you can also get an adapter for a PS2 arcade stick to a GameCube port, and it'll take that as well. So guys, I'm playing this with the Wii Classic controller, and this D-pad is actually really nice for the fighting games. And just so you guys know, before you start up, so that way if you guys have a Classic controller, or if you're thinking about picking one up to play this game, I'll show you this button layout. Obviously this is directional pads. You can also use this, I think. I've never tried it, really. This works very well. And then this is light punch, this is medium punch, and this is medium. This is hard, and I think it's just attacks, so it's light, medium, hard, attacks. I don't like to punch. And then this is to do your assist with your partner. Either switch to your partner, I think there's back in this, and then otherwise you can just do the assist with this button. Not sure if there's different stuff because I'm not too brushed up on the game. And then these you can set to whatever you want. And that's basically it. So the gameplay is basically a lot like Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel vs. Street Fighter. The Versus series is usually what it's called. It's usually like similar to the Versus series type of gameplay, where it's based on a lot of combos, a lot of air combos, and it's got a lot of cool flashy moves, which of course always makes it for a lot of fun. And I remember back in the day those games were really cool. And it's the most similar, I'd say, to Marvel vs. Capcom 2, though I'm not too into those games. I'm not sure if the combo system is too much different or not, but it is a lot of fun. So the basic system is basically you can do combos, usually with most characters, by chain attack, which means you press light and then medium, or medium and then hard, or light and then medium and then hard, and usually do a combo. And then you've got a super move, which is usually a command and then 2 buttons at the same time, 2 of the attack buttons. And then you've got some extra moves with your partner as well, but I'm not sure on those yet. I believe it's like the partner plus one of the buttons. It starts to get complicated as you go on. And then, of course, as you see, you got the life bars up top, and on the bottom you've got a super meter. And it starts at 0, and the maximum is 5. And then, of course, that's how you produce your supers. One thing I always liked about the Versus series of games is that basically it's really fun for a beginner because you can bring off some cool and flashy moves without a lot of effort, but then it also can get a lot of depth in the gameplay, and somebody that's really big buff and really wants to get the good combos and really get good at the game, there's a lot of variations on combos and moves for every character that you can definitely keep you entertained if that's your type of thing. Anyway, I'll let you guys see a little bit more of the gameplay from the arcade mode here, and then I move on to test the Wi-Fi connection battles and see how that works out. I don't want to show off the final boss, but I'll let you guys know that if you played the Marvel vs. type series games, it's kind of in that similar vein, and if you haven't, I guess it'll be kind of interesting. It wasn't terribly hard though. The cool thing about the game is sometimes you'll fight these giant enemies, and it's always pretty cool to fight these enormous ones and try to get up some cool combos, because a lot of stuff that wouldn't hit a regular small character will hit them, and then of course they don't get knocked down by a lot of stuff, so it's kind of an interesting battle here when you fight these huge enemies. And I also didn't mention, but the graphics on the game are very nice, both on the characters and on the backgrounds. And I actually really like the music a lot. The sound design is very nice as well. It reminds me a lot of the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 music, definitely. But I really like the kind of jazzy feel in the background. I think it goes well with the fighting. Any combos or anything you see me doing, by the way, is just all pure luck. Or I guess just guesswork from playing the Marvel vs. Capcom type series. But I actually did pretty well, I'm surprised, for my first try. And it's definitely a lot of fun, and I think anybody who's played Street Fighter or any game like this before will definitely have a lot of fun with it. And if you haven't, there's definitely this cool feature actually I'll show you right now that will help you a lot to learn the moves. In the middle of the battle, you can pause the game and you can go to command list and turn it on, and then during the battle on the top of the screen there, it'll show you the commands for your character, and you can scroll back and forth with the L and R, Z, I think they're called. I'm not really sure, those buttons are kind of crazy. But basically it's pretty cool to be able to look at the moves while you're in the game. I've never seen a game that did this before, and it really helped a lot for using characters I've never used before, and it would definitely be really, really good for a beginner in the game, and that's myself included. So anyway, there's not much time left, so let's get started testing the Wi-Fi connection. For a couple seconds you connect to the network, and you've got some options here. You've got free battle, ranked battle, friend battle, rival battle, Wi-Fi record, and your player settings. And in the friend battle is the one where you insert somebody that you know with their code, and the rival battle actually is from when you play a game with somebody, you can add them to your rival list and keep playing them. So after a couple seconds here, I got connected to a match, and it shows here that the player's in South America. And I actually had it set to worldwide at this point, because the first time I tried I didn't get anyone, and I actually really wouldn't recommend it because the game came out really laggy, and it was almost unplayable. So I'm going to end the review here with a tidbit of the match I did that was US, and it definitely ran a lot better. It was almost no lag. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. And you guys should definitely pick up the game if you're into fighting games. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.